Okay, so we are going to begin with the session now. Today is day 3 of verbal reasoning. This is week 3. This is week 3, and it will be taken by Mrs. Annapurna Murugan. And yeah, so we're going to begin with the session now. Please keep these instructions in mind. Make sure you have a stable internet connection and a noise-free environment. And please use your earphones for the best experience, guys. And do not write anything inappropriate in the chat box. All right. And moving forward, we have these 3 memberships you all know by now. If you want to upgrade for any of the membership, just drop in your details in the chat box or use the contact information available on the website to get a hold of it. All right. Moving forward, we have free profile evaluation that is done by our experts. You can get access to it by booking a slot on the website itself. In this, you get university shortlisting, course recommendation, country recommendation. Not only that, you also get a recommendations report. Okay, so if you want to enroll for this or book a slot for this, it can be done from the website itself. Moving forward, we have free live IELTS classes that goes on from 7:30 to 8:30, Monday to Friday, and it's a 4-week course. Duolingo classes 6:30 to 7:30, 2-week course, and of course Monday to Friday. You can enroll for any of the courses from our website itself. This webinar will be taking place on Saturday by our co-founder, Mr. Jaideep Gurujala. So I hope you all register for this webinar. I've dropped in the link in the chat box. Please do check it out. And it will be a very informative session, guys. So I hope you all enroll for this. Now, we have the gold membership just for rupees 499. This offer is going on since a few days. If you want to get hold of this offer, if you want to avail it, contact us from the details that is given on the website, or you can drop in your details in the chat box. All right. So, guys, the facilities that you're getting in just rupees 499 won't be given by any of the other consultants under 50K. So please do think about upgrading yourself to the gold membership, guys. These are a few reviews. This is the homepage of Ubergrad.com. Okay. You go to solutions, go to free profile evaluation for to book a slot, go to talk to counselor to book a slot, go to store and enroll in as many courses as you feel like, the ones that are free of cost. If you take the gold membership, everything will be free of cost. Okay. You can check out the additional services that we provide and check out the blogs that we post for you all. Am I clear? Scroll absolutely down. You'll find the contact details over here. All right. Go to solutions, go to store, go on your name over here, go to my test preparation. GRE comprehensive live classes closed, click on view course. You land upon this page. Today's verbal ability, week 3 vocab. Okay. Yesterday's recording is uploaded, guys. Do check it out if you've missed. Previous sessions recording, all of them are uploaded. Do check out all the recordings and handouts if you wanna if you missed out on anything. This is today's handout link. Okay. And I hope you all have a great session. Okay. If you have any queries, ask the moderator in the end of the session. Okay. And yeah, I hope you all have a great session. I'll hand over the session to ma'am now. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Supriya.
And you can take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Hi, guys. Good evening. I hope everyone is doing good. Yeah. Today, we will be discussing about high frequency words. You would have by now only come across some kind of high frequency words. We usually call them out as Barron's 333 high frequency words. So see, why we need to know these high frequency words? Why the name comes in high frequency? That means it's mostly used. Okay, so very commonly you see in GRE exams passages. So everywhere you will be seeing these words. So today we have selected 333 high frequency words. However, we'll be having many more high frequency words. In that, the most prominent one I'm going to discuss here. Okay. I hope, like in the previous classes, let me recapitulate what all we discussed. We discussed about roots, prefixes, suffixes. We discussed about your transition words. Then we discussed family words, and then we discussed about the few one word substitutions as well, isn't it? So all these things are the different phases of the lexical resources. That means we are not just working on vocabularies or just a word and a word meaning, but we are working on n number of things. Okay, so why we are showing, we particularly in Ubergrad, why we emphasize on this means because usually we see that like students go in only one direction. Okay, so only one direction, so we can, it cannot be helpful. So always make sure that you people need to work at 360-degree level. So therefore kindly work at 360-degree level. Words are very important. Hence all these things, whatever we are showing here, whatever we are discussing in the class, we want you people to work on. Today let's try to cover maximum words. So let me share the screen for you guys. Right, any doubt guys, you people just ask me at the end of the session with regards to the subject. So right now I'll be focusing on the frequency words. Okay, so as I said yesterday, so I would always recommend you people to have a notepad where you can note down some of the important things. Here we have, so 333 words. Let's hope that, let's try to, what is that, discuss all the 333 words here. Let's try. Okay, so like yeah, abate is what, basically it is nothing but subside or moderate, something in moderate, in a moderate level, or something to subside. Okay, so to just, what is that, give instead of, that is your abate. Aberrant is nothing but something abnormal or something away from the normal thing, or something away from the normally accepted thing. Deviant, we call it as. It could be deviant, or this one, abnormal. Let me put it in the slideshow. Yes. Okay, so aberrant is what? Abnormal or deviant. Abeyance is what? Suspended actions. Any action that is stopped, so in between. Okay, so for example, due to some reason, if we stop the session now here, so we can say that yes, the class was abeyanced. Okay, what it is? Abeyanced. So abeyance means suspended action. We are stopping it abruptly. So if the action is stopped, then we call that as what? Suspended action. Abscond is what? Depart secretly or hide. This is a very common word you people will be knowing. And what is this? Absconding. Absconding means what? Just hiding away or just run away. That's called absconding. Okay, it is not UP, it is absconding. Okay, so it's not absconding. Usually it is said as absconding, isn't it? It's not absconding, it's absconding, absconding. Okay, then abstemious. Abstemious means, I guess many of you would be going to gym. So when you or many of you would be this one, fitness freaks. So yes, especially fitness freaks and all, what happens? You will try to, what is that, stop yourself from taking the pleasure of eating and drinking, in the sense like, especially when we are working out and all, we try to stop ourselves from sugars, carbs and all these things, isn't it? So that's sparing oneself from eating and drinking, so, or being very temperate with regards to this consumption. Okay, so we call them, their act as abstemious. Okay, then admonish. What do we mean by admonish? It is not demolish, but if you see, little meaning comes there. Warning, reproving. Okay. So what is admonishing? Admonishing is nothing but so warning here, reproving. Okay. So both comes under that. Adulterate is what? We are mixing away some low quality things. That means inferior things or tainted things we are going to mix. And what will happen here when we mix them? So why we are mixing that? To get more profit. Okay, so if we have a bad intention by mixing inferior things to a pure thing, that is called as what? Adulteration. This is also a very common word, don't you think? Adulteration, so you people would have heard of it many times. Then we have aesthetic. Aesthetic is what? Something artistic. This is a very common word these days. Okay, these days. Yeah, before it wasn't used so commonly, but today, these days, they are used so commonly everywhere. If you see something beautiful, so we say that, wow, it is aesthetically compiled, we say. That means something very artistic, beauty. It's more than beautiful. If something like very sophisticated, so or it is giving some different meaning there, beauty there, so some kind of different essence, so that's aesthetic. Okay, aggregate is what? Gather or accumulate. What is this aggregate? So aggregate is gathering, accumulating, collecting, and putting the things, that is aggregate. Alacrity is what? Cheerful promptness or eagerness. Okay. Alacrity is what? Cheerful promptness or eagerness. So that we call it as alacrity. Alleviate is what? Relieve. So alleviate is relieving from pain. So yes, the medicines alleviated the pain. So that means what? It relieved oneself from the pain, so that is alleviating. Okay, then amalgamate is nothing but combining, uniting in one body. Amalgamating is combining into one substance or one body, that is amalgamate. Ambiguous is what? Unclear or doubtful in meaning. If you're not clear about the meaning, or if you are doubtful about the meaning, so then we consider that thing to be ambiguous or unclear or doubtful here. Okay. So I guess these words you people remember now. Why we are explaining this? So that you guys need to remember. See, when we read and when you try to explain and understand, the you will remember more words there. Okay, and you will remember for a long time. So that's the reason. Ambivalence is, see, ambiguous and ambivalence, don't try to get confused. Ambiguous is what? So the meaning is not clear. Okay, the meaning is not clear, whereas ambivalence is what? So you are in that confusion state. Okay. For example, today you may be in the state like whether to join the class, not join the class, whether to give GRE exam, not give GRE exam. That means you have a contradictory feeling. Okay. So of doing something, so the emotional state, so that's your ambivalence. Okay. Ameliorate is what? Improve. Alleviate is also what? Relieving. But see, all these things comes under one family. Ameliorate, alleviate. So all these things, appease, okay, appease, ameliorate, and alleviate. So all these things comes under one family. Why? Because it is coming from a low to high. That means it is improving, it is releasing, it is revealing. So that's the thing here. So ameliorate is what? Improve. And anachronism is what? Something that is not placed in the right time, or something that is misplaced in the right time, we consider that as anachronism. Analogous is what? Something that is comparable. So analogous is so something comparable or similar logic. What is this? Analogous is nothing but something comparable on similar logic, so that is your analogous. Anarchy is what? Archy is government, an is not. So therefore, anarchy is what? So it is like the absence of governing body, state of disorder. So we can consider that as anarchy. Anomalous is what? So anomalous is abnormal. Aberrant, you had taken. See, aberrant, anomalous, they can come under one family word because abnormal, deviant, irregular, isn't it? So it can come under one family word. So like this, when you are revising also, what you guys need to do is, you need to, as I have said, so you need to keep one journal or one book dedicated for verse. So that's what, as you come across some word of having that meaning, so kindly note down them. So make a note of yours, this one, family words, okay, similar words, synonyms and their antonyms. So that is how you need to develop your word knowledge. Then antipathy. So antipathy is what? So pathy is like, anti is not. So antipathy is what? So dislike. Aversion. Aversion means you have a very serious or great dislike. So that's your aversion or dislike. Okay. Apathy is also the same. Pathy is caring or liking. Is what? Not. So therefore, lack of caring, indifference, that's, we can say it as apathy. And then we have appease. Appease, I said, na, appease, ameliorate, and alleviate. All these things have some kind of similar meaning. That means to pacify, to relieve, or to soothe down. Okay, so that is appeasing. Okay, so calming the situation. That is also appease. And apprise, is it inform? So what is this apprise? Apprise is inform. Appraisals, usually in offices, this appraisals tend to happen. What is this appraisals? Appraisals, basically they inform you on the appraisal day what will happen. Usually it is mistaken. Appraisal means just the increase of salary, they think. No, appraisal is the day, is the moment where, so employer and employees sit together, especially employer will be pointing out on the areas where that person should be improved and where is excellent. So all these things, so they will be telling there, they will be informing. So that is why we call that particular situation as what? Appraisal. Then approbation. Approbation is what? Approval. What is this approbation? It is approval. And appropriate. Appropriate is what? To take, acquire. So it's not appropriate means, so appropriate. So think here. So it is not just, what is that? Appropriate means we think like a kind of accurate. No, appropriate, which is in the verb form, is nothing but, so acquiring something. Okay, what is this? Acquiring something or taking the ownership for one's own use. That is appropriate. And arduous, what it is? Arduous, what do we mean by arduous? Hard, strenuous. Okay, something very hard and strenuous, we consider that as arduous. Okay, now we have, so few more words. So artless, that's what we'll try to, what is that, discuss maximum words today. Artless is what? Without that cunningness. Guile is what? Cunningness. So that means we are acting for our this one, what is that, self-centeredness. Okay, that is that cleverness or cunningness we call, that is called guile. So without, artless in the sense what? So without guile, or the one who is very open and honest, who speaks out, that open and honest, so that is your atlas. Ascetic. Okay, ascetic is what? Practicing self-denial. What is this ascetic? So practicing self-denial, that means ascetic and austere, both of them are something same. Okay, we are trying to, what is that, this one, saints, so and all, they try to give out all the worldly pleasures, so they just try to live in a simple way, they keep themselves simple, they consume simple. So this is practicing that self denial. So it is also called as ascetic, okay, and also it is austere. Then assiduous is what? Diligent, hardworking. Assiduous is what? So diligent and hardworking. Assuage. So assuage is again your ease or lessen or satisfy or soothe. That means it is just like assuage is alleviate. So or this one, what is that? Ameliorate. So all these things comes under this assuage. Attenuate is what? Making something thinner. In the other way around, what you can use for attenuate, attenuate is making a complex situation simpler. So that also, there also, in that context also, you people can use attenuate. That means making the complex situation simpler, so we can consider that as attenuate. Audacious is what? Something daring and bold. Okay, audacious is daring and bold. Okay, then austere is forbiddingly stern. That means strict, very forbiddingly, in the sense what, you're completely strict there. Severely simple and unornamented. Okay, that means that's what the one who is practicing self denial here. Autonomous is what? Auto is self, nomos is governing. Autonomous is someone self-governing or independent. Okay. Then ever is what? So ever is nothing but assert confidently or declare. Okay. So what is this? Assert confidently. If you are declaring something confidently as per the law or state formally as a fact, so then that is ever. That means something legally present or declared ideas, then we can consider that as ever. Banal. Banal is what? Something which is very, very common thing, which is not having a originality, it lacks the originality, or something which is acne. Okay, so for example, pizzas are banal. Why pizzas are banal in cosmopolitan cities? Because you see everywhere pizzas, there is no that authenticity here. Okay, so everyone is making all types of different things there, so it lacks the originality, and also it is very commonly present there. Okay, so that's the reason we can say that pizza is banal here. Then belay is what? Contradict, just opposite, give a false impression. Belie is what? Contradict or give a false impression. That is the thing. Beneficent. So what is this beneficent? Kind, doing good. Okay, so that is beneficent. So, and Benny is good. Okay, so beneficent is if we are doing something good, kind, and this one. Bolster is what? Support or reinforce. Supporting elements, reinforcing, that is your bolster. And then bombastic, yes, we have come across this, using very inflated language, being very, 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 what does that express you? Like using big, big words, showing off, showy language. Okay, basically, bombastic is something we are trying to show off. Okay, so that, or pompous also we can take. Boorish is what? So the name in the word is there, boorish. Okay, so bura, so boorish. So it's rude, insensitive. Okay, so we can take it as what? Boorish. So it's rude, insensitive. That means, see, now you people can see that boorish, bura. So I'm connecting it to our Hindi word bura. So bura is what? So bad. Okay, so something bad or something like that. So therefore, I'm connecting the word with another word or another this one idea. So that thing is known as mnemonics. Tomorrow I'll be talking about mnemonics, how you can actually connect to your different words so that you can remember easily them. Okay, like you are giving or you are having some kind of clues here. Burgeon. What is this burgeon? Burging means going forth, okay, or sending out the birds, like new birds and everything will be created. That is burgeoning. Okay, burn ish. Burn is what? Making shining by rubbing. Okay. Make shiny by rubbing. That is called as burnish. Buttress. Buttress is what? So again, support. We had one more support. What was that support? Bolster. Bolster, buttress, prop up, support. So add on. All these things comes under one family words. Okay. So capricious. Capricious, fickle-minded, unpredictable. Many times we become capricious, isn't it? So maybe because of the situations, because of the conditions, what happens? We tend to become very, very, very capricious. Capricious in the sense unpredictable or fickle-minded. So that's your capricious. Castigation is what? Punishing or severely criticizing. That means that very bad criticism or that punishment, we can consider that as what? Castigation. Catalyst is what? The agent that increases the pace of chemical reaction. So the agent, that means something. Catalyst is that is so thing which increases the chemical reaction, the pace of the chemical reaction, but however it won't change itself. Okay, that means it's a chemical substance, or it is that outside substance when added to the reaction, it will make the reaction to happen, but it won't change itself. Okay, for example, we can consider a person also as a catalyst. Will be having misunderstanding. Two people will be fighting with each other. The one person will come mediator. He will try to solve the problem. In fact, he solved the problem, but he is not affected. Whatever the mindset he was when he entered the issue, while leaving the issue also is on the same mind. That means he has not changed his mind, but he has made this both the people to change the mind. So that's called, that person could be called as catalyst. So what is catalyst? A thing, a chemical, or anything, if it is added on to the reaction, so the reaction will tend to happen, but so that particular, what is that, we can say that that substance will not change. And caustic is what? It's burning. That means very harsh. So sarcastically biting. See, when we are talking and all, if we try to be very more than a rude, if our words tends to be rude, if we try to sarcastically say something, so then that is caustic. Okay. Then chicanery. What is this chicanery? Trickery, deception. That means tricking. Okay. Chicanery is that attitude of a person where, so we'll be trying to trick. Okay. Trick in the sense we try to cheat the person. Okay. For our own use, we'll do all dramas and we try to cheat. That is chicanery or trickery. Okay. Or deception also. Deception is what? Lies. Coagulate is what? Thickening. Okay. Thickening or congeal or clotting. Okay, that's your coagulate or thicken or congeal or clot. Coda. Coda is what? That last section of the music. Okay, what is this coda? The last section of the music or literary composition. Summarizes or concludes. Okay. Then cogent is what? Convincing. What is this cogent? It is convincing or kind of, what is that, pulling into the loop. So that is your cogent. Next, commensurate is what? Corresponding in extent or proportionate. Okay, something going in the proportionate. So that is commensurate. Compendium is what? Briefing. That means shortening. Okay, comprehensive. That means bridging up. Okay, so that's called compendium or comprehensive summary. Compliance. See, you need to know the spelling, guys. Yeah. These spellings are little, see, compliant we have, compliasant we have. Okay. Complaisant means what? We are trying to please, or we are trying to be over polite, or we are trying to be obliging. So, trying to please, being over polite, or obliging, that is called as complaisant. On compliant is what? So, yielding, conforming to the requirements. Yielding means like we are acting to the requirements. How the requirement is, if you're working according to the requirements, if you are yielding certain things for the requirement, that is called as compliant. Okay. Reconciliatory, what is this reconciliatory? Reconciling or soothing. Okay, soothing or reconciling, that is called as conciliatory. Condone. Condone is what? To overlook, to forgive, to give tacit approval or excuse. That means if you are just overlooking something, if you are forgiving something, you are just giving the tacit approval, or if you are excusing somebody's mistake, so that's condone. Okay. Confound is what? Confuse, puzzle. What is this? Confound is nothing but confuse or puzzle. Connoisseur is what? A person who is competent to become a judge. That means he will be having the knowledge of the art, the and this one, art and architecture, that he can actually become a judge there. That's your connoisseur. Contention is what? Claim, thesis. Okay, what is this? Contention is what? We are claiming, we are stating, we are asserting. So the assertion, the declaration, the claim, that can be considered as contention. Contentious. Now you people may be confused here. See, contention is that statement or the claim or the thesis. But contentious is what? Quarrelsome. Quarrelsome is the one who is ready to fight at any point of time. They are called as contentious. Okay. See, a lot of meaning, right? ION and IOUS is the difference. Claiming is also what you are stating, you're declaring. So contentious is also what? If you see, if you closely relate, you people will be seeing that, yeah, we will declare, no matter whether somebody agrees or disagree. Our statement is this. Okay, that means we'll stick on to this. We are ready to quarrel for that. So that is contentious. Then contrite is penitent. That means being very miser. Okay, so that is penitent. Then conundrum. Conundrum is something puzzle, a riddle, or a difficult problem. Okay, the difficult problem, your riddle. So that we can consider as conundrum. Okay, what is that? Conundrum is nothing but riddle, difficult problem. Converge is what? Approaching to meet. Whereas diverge is what? So going away from each other. Converging is coming together to meet at a point, whereas diverging is splitting off. Okay. And now, convoluted is very intricate, convoluted, circled. Okay. Lot of complicated thing. Even convoluted, we can use to express that complex ideas as well. Coiled around. So too much involved. So that is also convoluted or intricate. So that also we can be taking. Craven is cowardly. Cowardly in the sense what? Scared of. It is not crowd, it is cowardly. Cowardly in the sense scared, timid. So all those things we can take it, and it is your craven. Then daunt. Daunt is what? Frightened by sink. Scared, intimidated. Okay, intimidated, frightened, or scared. So that we can call it as daunt. Decorum is what? Proprietary. That orderliness, that good taste, or mannerism, the good taste of mannerism. Okay, that's called decorum. That means some level that describes that particular thing. So that is the decorum. We say, na, you people need to maintain the decorum of the college. That means, so that kind of this one, gracefulness, the respect of the college should be maintained by your behavior. Default is what? failure to act. That means it won't default. Okay, so it cannot act. Deference is what? Courteous regard for another's wishes. Cautious regard. That means you very overwhelmingly considers other wishes, but it sounds negative. Deference sounds negative, but here it is positive. What is that? You are regarding so another's wishes. Delineate is to portray, depict, sketch, so all these things. Denigrate is what? Blackening or reducing the importance, so that is called denigrate. Deride is what? Ridicule, make fun of. Okay, deride, ridicule is also what? You're kind of teasing. Okay, you're kind of teasing, so ridiculing someone. So that means you're putting them, you're abating them. See, abate word we had read now. So you're pushing them to the such a level that they are made fun of. Okay, derivative is what? Unoriginal, obtained from another resource. Derivative, it is derived from something. Okay, it is obtained from different source. Desiccate is what? Dry up. Let's see, you could see desiccated coconut powder. That means they dehydrated. Okay, they have taken all the water out. Desiccate is also what? Drying up, taking that hydration from it. Dehydration, so that also we can take it. Okay, desultory means what? So not having the aim, so you're just clueless, you don't have aim of what to do. If we are tensed, okay, haphazard, digression at random, so that's your desultory. Okay, the deterrent, something that discourages. Okay, deterrent is what? Something that discourages or hindrance, that we can consider as this. Diatribe is what? Bitter scolding. Invective. What is this diatribe? So it is a very bitter scolding. So, and it is very invective also. Invective and diatribe. So all both of them, like if we scold very badly, so that's she is diatribing me. She is invective today at me. So we say, right? So that is your diatomy. Dichotomy, science students, especially if you're botany students, monocotomy and dichotomy we have. That means what? We'll have two things which can be split there. Okay, the two things. Groundnuts are dichotomy, we can say. Why? Because when you soak them and say, you can make into two equal parts, but here dichotomy will be two contradictory ones. Okay, diffidence is what? That shyness. Diffidence is shyness. Diffuse is what? Rambling, to spread out like a gas. Being wordy also, being wordy also, being rambling or spreading out. So that's your diffuse. Digression is what? Wandering away from the subject. Okay, if we just go away from the subject, so when we are speaking, when we are writing, so if we just wander off, if you by chance, this will happen many times, digression. So when we are not having that ideas, especially writing we have, so in the writing I said we should not digress from the topic, isn't it? So why? Because then it shows your rawness in understanding the idea and presenting that to the people. So therefore wandering away from the topic is so your digression. Dirige, so is lament with music. That means so it's like and dedicating a kind of praises, so in the form of music, to a dead person. So that is dirage. Okay, disabuse is what? So we are correcting from the false impression. Abuses we are blaming. Disabuse means we are correcting from the false impression. See, maybe in the beginning I'll have false impression about someone, so maybe later mingling with them, understanding them, so I may change my this one negative mindset about that particular person. So that's correcting a false impression or undecisive. That is called our disabuse. Discerning is what? Someone who is mentally quick and observant, that is having insight. See, discerning, don't you think as soon as you listen to this word, it is quite, what is that, sounds like negative, but actually it is not a negative. Okay, what it is? It is someone who is very quick in observation and who can react so immediately. Okay, having that insight, so that so the person with the insight can actually what? So can come out of any situation, isn't it? So only we say presence of mind required, presence of mind required. Why? If we have the presence of mind in the situation, immediately we'll be observing the situation, everything, and we'll try to overcome if we get any kind of this one. Okay. Discordant is what? Not harmonious, conflicting. Okay. So this is discordant. That means cordant is what? In a harmony, in a nice, soothing manner, that is in that harmonious way. This is opposite. Okay. So not harmonious, conflicting. Discredit is what? We are defaming, destroy the confidence in, disbelieving. Okay. So that is discredit. Discrepancy is what? Lack of consistency or differences. Discrepancy is nothing but lack of consistency and difference. Discrete is separate, unconnected, consisting of distinct parts. Okay, that is your discrete. Disingenuous is what? That lacking genuine candor, insincere. Okay, disingenuous is nothing but lacking that you're not having that candor, that sincerity. If we are not having, if we are not having what is that, honesty, so that is disingenuous. So, and it is also insincere here, right? Disinterested, it is nothing but unprejudiced. What is this? Disinterested, unprejudiced, disjointed. That means we don't have any kind of coherence and cohesion. That means so they cannot be joined. The this one, what is that? There is no similarity. Okay, or they are just separated, which cannot be jointed again. Okay, they don't have any kind of clue to join again as well. That's your disjointed. Dismiss is what? Eliminate from the consideration, to reject. Dismiss is nothing but to reject, so, or to eliminate from the consideration. Disparage is what? Belittle. Belittle is what? To put someone down, to condemn someone, to ridicule someone. So that is belittling. Okay, or disparage, belittle. So all these things are what? So just condemning someone or abate, ridicule, all these things comes under one family. Disparate is what? So basically different or unrelated. So what is this disparate? So basically different or unrelated. Dissemble is nothing but disguise or pretend. Okay, dissemble is nothing but it is disguising. Okay, so that means we are fabricating. I can use the word fabricating also. That means we are something, but we are trying to cover ourselves with something, that is disguising or dissembling or pretending or fabricating. Okay, all these things comes here. Okay, and then disseminate. Okay, disseminate is what? Distribute. Disseminate, so it is getting, the seeds were disseminated. That means to distribute, to spread, to scatter. Okay, that is disseminate. Dissolution is what? Disintegration. Integration is combined together. So disintegration means spread. Okay, it is looseness in the models. Even dissolution, we can consider someone who is not, who is very loose in morals. Loose in morals means they don't have any morals in life only. So that kind of person, we call them as what? Dissolution. Now, dissonance. Dissonance is what? Again, so opposite of harmony. Okay, that means not cordient. Okay, incordient they are. They are not in the harmony. So that is discordant or opposite of the harmony. Dissonance it is. Okay, and we have the opposite of this, resonance. That means which is going in the harmony. Resonance. Resonance is going in the same direction, having that kind of, what is that, unity, so being in harmony with each other. Whereas dissonance is just the opposite, that is nothing but opposite of the harmony. Distant is what? Expanding, to swell out. Okay, distant is what? Something to expand. Burgeon. Okay, burgeon, distant, swelling out. So all these things we can take it as distant. So next, distill. So what do you mean by distill? To purify, to refine, to concentrate. Okay, so that we can consider as distill, purify, refine, or concentrate. Diverge is what? Spreading. I said converge was coming and aiming to a point. Diverge is spreading up. Okay, divest is what? Strip or deprive. Okay, strip is to take it out, stripping out, or deprive is also, what is that? If anyone is short of, if anyone is deprived of, okay, that means not. So if anyone is not having the things there, okay, so that we can consider as deprive. Then we have something called as document. Document means what? Something written evidence. Okay. The written evidence, we can consider that as document. Dogmatic. Dogmatic means something. We are based on some opinions, some strict opinions, some rigid opinions. Okay. Arbitrary, doctrinal. Okay. So all these things, what we are based on some kind of rigid opinions. Okay, dormant is what? Someone who is sleeping, pondering, lethargic, latent. So that means lethargic, latent, and all, not in an active state. Dormant is what? Inactive state. So it could be sleeping also. It could be this one, lethargic, latent. You people also see when you go to any this one, what is that? Resorts and all, they say that we have dormitories available. Dormitories means what? Sleeping area, resting areas. Okay, so even, but dormant is not just used for that. Even we can use it for what? So for lethargic also, the one who is pondering also, the one who is latent also, we can use. Dupe is what? Someone who can be easily fooled. Okay, someone who can be easily fooled. So we can take that process is known as dupe. Ebullient is what? Showing excitement or overflowing with enthusiasm. Okay. Ebullient is what? Something like we are showing over excitement, overflowing enthusiasm. So all these things we can consider. Eclectic is what? You have many options to select from. Okay, so being selective. Eclectic is what? So we have many elements to collect from or to select from. So that is eclectic. Efficacy is what? So efficacy is like efficiency. We have that power to produce the desired effect, the desired thing. If we have the power to produce the desired thing or the desired effect, so that is called efficacy. Effrontery. Effrontery is what? That boldness, that shameful boldness, where we will be at fault, but we'll question other. Okay, for our fault, we'll try to accuse other, or we try to question other, and that's called effrontery or impudence or presumptuousness. Okay, all these are family words. Remember, effrontery, impudence. Effrontery sounds like bravery, but no, it is not bravery. But this bravery is in a bad way. What is that? We will be at fault, but we will have that boldness. So where we'll be, what is that? Asking someone or blaming someone that they are wrong. Then elegy is what? A poem or a song or expressing. That's what it is. Also a poem or a song expressing that praising for a dead person. Okay, that is elegy. Then elicit is what? Draw out by discussion. What is this elicit? So it is nothing but draw out by discussion. Embellish is to what? Ornament, adorn, enhance, okay, as a story. So if we are just decorating, ornamenting, enhancing as a story. So empirical is at 360-degree level, okay, based on experience. So looking at 360-degree, so that is empirical. Emulate is what? To imitate, to rival, okay, that is. So your this one, like this, guys, we have this. So you can see here we have 333 high frequency words. Kindly get yourself pepped with these things. Why? Because it is very, very commonly used. See, if you get used to this and just go back to your passages, your text completions and everything, you see them very commonly found. Okay, that's the reason we call it as high frequency words, and it is very, 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 very important for us. You can see here. So kindly go here like this. You try to relate, understand, and then try to study it. Don't just mug up. Okay, mugging up is not the right thing that we can do here. Okay, so now, guys, tell me. So how you guys are preparing for your words? What you guys are doing, and what is the queries? What are the queries that you people have? Kindly tell me. Yes. How you guys are preparing, what are the challenges that you people are having, so when you're preparing to these words. Now I had told 4 things to prepare, isn't it? So what are those things? No doubts. Yes. Okay, if you guys have no doubts, then it's good. Yes. This one, what is that? The handouts. So kindly go through these words, and tomorrow we are going to discuss on mnemonics. What is this mnemonics means? We'll be giving you like a kind of this one, what is that I can say, a connection, like how to remember the words. Okay, so yes, Takar, it is a very good thing that you guys use flashcards. Flashcards, again, it is like a mnemonics. It's very good there. Okay, Asan, thank you so much. So, and yes,